ईटा पीएसटी स्क्रीनिंग टेस्ट साउदर्न रीजन्स जो कि आज 26 अप्रैल 2025 को मुनक्किद हुआ है। MCQ नंबर 1, Benjamin Bloom developed a framework that categorizes educational goals into distinct areas. This classification is based on, and that is option B, hierarchical levels of learning objectives, which is the Bloom's taxonomy. Number 2. In which model is the teaching process divided into 4 components, each corresponding to a major sequence of events in the instructional process? And that is option C, Dick and Carey model. Number 3. Which type of testing is ongoing throughout the learning process, allowing teachers assesses both the effectiveness of their teaching methods and students' abilities? And that is option B, formative testing. Number 4. Which form of reflective reasoning involves analyzing and evaluating information and arguments using various intellectual skills to form clear, logical, and coherent judgments within a specific context? And that is option A, critical thinking. 5. From which two Greek words is the term philosophy derived? And that is option C, love and wisdom. 6. The philosophical concept that asserts things can be understood as they truly are is known as which of the following? And that is option B, realism. Number 7. What process involves thinking about learning material by linking it to existing information or ideas in the learner's mind? And that is option D, elaboration. 8. The equivalent fraction of 1 over 3 is, and that is option B, 3 over 9. 9. 102 meter per second in kilometer per hour is, and that is option A, 367.2 kilometer per hour. Number 10. The price of 5 candies and 3 chocolates is Rs 85. The linear equation in two variables for this situation will be, and that is option B, 5x plus 3y is equal to 85. 11. If the perimeter of the rectangle is 34 centimeter, as we increase its length by 2.5 centimeters, then there will be a difference of blank cm in its perimeter, and that is option B, 5. Number 12. Measure, well, it will be Measure of an exterior angle of any triangle is, well, इसको अगर आप चेक कर ले तो ये कोई स्पेसिफिक एंगल नहीं है। अच्छा, इस क्वेश्चन के लिए कमेंट सेक्शन चेक करें, अगर इसका जवाब मिल गया तो वहाँ ऐड हो जाएगा। नंबर 13. If the fare for 34 kilometer is Rs 190, what will be the fare for 48 kilometer? And that is option D, Rs 1680. Fare means किराया. Number 14. Find the cost of painting a cuboid container of length 4 meter, width 3.5 meter and height of 6 meter at the rate of Rs 43.78 per square meter. And that is option D, Rs 5166.04. 15. Ali gives the following percentage of his time to different subjects. He gives 10% time to Islam, 20% to science, 20% to English, 20% to mathematics, and 30% to remaining subjects. What is the angle of remaining subjects on the pie chart? And that is option A, 108 degree. Number 16. The mass of the bulb is 12 milligrams and the mass of a tube light is 25 grams. How much heavier is the tube light than the bulb? And that is option D, 24.988 grams. 17. The factorization of 2x cubed plus 16 is, and that is option C, 2 into x plus 2 into x square minus 2x plus 4. 18. If z1 is equal to 6 plus 3 iota and z2 is equal to 3 minus 5 iota, find z1, z2. And that is option D, 33 minus 21 iota. The cost of 1 rubber and 7 sharpeners are 61 rupees, while that of 3 rubbers and 1 sharpener are 23 rupees. What is the price of a sharpener? And that is option C, 820. Find an expression for the perimeter of a rectangle whose area is given by 2x square minus 7x minus 4. And that is option C, 6x minus 6. 21. If both sum and product of roots of the quadratic equation mx square minus 5x plus n is equal to 0 are equal to 10, then the values of m and n will be, and that is option A, 1 over 2 and 5. 22. If y varies jointly as x and z and y is equal to 33 when x is equal to 9 and z is equal to 12, find y when x is equal to 16 and z is equal to 22. And that is option A, 968 over 9. 23. An arc of length 2.5 centimeters of a circle subtends an angle of theta at the center O of diameter 5 centimeter. The value of theta is, and that is 0.833 radian. 24. Which one of the following is not the characteristic of gases? वेल इसमें डिफरेंट ऑप्शन बताए जा रहे हैं, लेकिन आई थिंक ऑप्शन सी है इसमें, गैस मॉलिक्यूल मूव इन स्ट्रेट लाइन। इसे भी आप चेक कर लें। 25. Friendly bacteria live in our large intestine. Identify the vitamin they make for us, and that is vitamin K, which helps in blood clotting. Kwashiorkor and marasmus are diseases caused by deficiency of which one of the following diet, and that is option C, protein. 27. Amoeba and paramecium live in water and are unicellular. They are included in kingdom, and that is B, Protesta. 28. Mammals are those animals that give birth to their young ones and feed them on milk. Which one of the following is not a mammal? That is option D, Ascaris. 29. Which one of the following statement is not true regarding asexual reproduction? And that is option B, it is a slow process, which is obviously not. 30. Almost half of the body weight is due to muscles. The number of muscles present in human body are, and that is option C, 600. 31. The laws made by legislature is implemented by, and that is option A, executive. 32. Which civilizations flourished in Mesopotamia? And that is option C. Well, sorry for the pronunciation, but it may be Sumerian or Sumerian, Assyrian, Babylonian. 33. What did the pharaohs of Egypt believe about life after death? Well, इसमें भी confusion है. Some said that they would become gods, option C, and the other D. Well, they were already gods. Well, the correct option would be they would return to rule again. 34. What leads to the creation of a new language? Option B, blending of different words from different language. 35. Where is Sardar Nishtar buried? And that is option C, in the vicinity of Mazar-e-Qaid, Karachi. 36. A state is made up of blank basic elements. It is 4. 37. Who was the founder of the first centralized government over the Indian subcontinent that included Gandhar? And that is option D, Chandragupta Maurya. 38. Which social system did Jainism oppose? And that is option B, caste system. वेल नेक्स्ट जो है वो दिख नहीं रहा, बट इसमें किसी ने बताया कि ये यहाँ पर विच ब्रिटिश ऑफिशियल हैड स्ट्रेट रिलेशंस विद द मुगल किंग अकबर। अगर किसी ने टेस्ट दिया है तो उसे मालूम होगा। अच्छा, ये कमेंट्स में ऐड हो जाएंगे अगर बाद में पता चल गया। 40. On which day did General Pervez Musharraf assume the position of Chief Executive of Pakistan after overthrowing Nawaz Sharif's government? And that is option D, October 12, 1999. 41. What farm did Waris Shah use to write Heer Ranjha? And that is option D, Masnavi. 42. Why did Hindus oppose the Urdu language in Banaras? And that is option C, it had Persian Arabic script. 43. Which key element is not mentioned by Jinnah as part of Muslim identity? And that is option B, armed forces. 44. Qaid-e-Azam's speech on 15 June 1948 discouraged, and that is option C, provincial and racial prejudice. 45. Which of the following best represents the connotative meaning of the word home? And that is option B, a place of comfort, safety, and love. 46. He was tired, so he went to bed early. Identify the conjunction. And that is option C, so. 47. Always Homework, does, his, he. Rearrange the words to make complete the sentence. And that is option D. He always does his homework. 48. She blank finished the work by tomorrow. That is option A, will. 49. Find the silent letter in the word receipt. Well, it is pronounced as receipt, so obviously option B, P. The letter P is silent in receipt. 50. Sarah looked at blank in the mirror before leaving, and that is option C, herself. वेल बाकी 50 MCQs नेक्स्ट वीडियो में मिल जाएंगे, डिस्क्रिप्शन में लिंक होगा.